After receiving the sword, Kim inspects it and ponders its composition. Lee Goon then removes the barrier, allowing Kim to face goblins and orcs in a fair fight. Despite doubts from the instructor, Kim, in his seemingly weak boy's body, skillfully wields the sword, turning it into a monster dispatching machine. Attacked from all sides, Kim effortlessly destroys over half of the orcs and trolls. Despite 300 years since his last sword use, he regards it as a special weapon amidst the chaos monsters once caused in the world. While savoring the moment, a surprise orc attack comes from behind. Quick to notice, the guy sidesteps effortlessly, revealing the predictable nature of the monster's tactics. Despite being mere replicas, the instructor, lacking magic or boosters, marvels at how easily the guy dispatches them. The sword seems to attract the monsters, making them leap onto it. The students confined behind a barrier watch in awe as Kim effortlessly dismantles the fought threats. Oren observes with a mix of careful scrutiny and a thirst for revenge, while Lee Goon, equally captivated, moves closer to study the movements and attacks. Kim, unfazed by the lack of stamina depletion, discreetly sheaths the sword after the goblins and orcs lie defeated. As the tension lingers, he awaits the fulfillment of the promise made with Lee Goon before the battle, leaving the instructor silent, avoiding excuses. As the lessons stretch into the evening, with darkness settling outside, Lee Goon concludes the class. Recognizing the potential difficulty for newcomers, he advises the students to retire to their rooms and rest. Kim, looking drained after just the first day, can't fathom the prolonged duration of the lesson. Unaccustomed to teaching and having never attended school himself, he only seeks to acquire what he needs and leave. Despite the dullness of the class, Kim gleans some insights, particularly about a constellation from his past life. Constellations, a concept absent in his previous existence, denote individuals reincarnated with substantial good fortune, often linked to hunters through sacred relics granting extraordinary abilities. Valhalla and Korea houses numerous such relics, though Kim dismisses the rest of the information on fencing and monster tactics as nonsensical. Feeling the need to strengthen his currently frail body, Kim contemplates martial arts training in the dormitory. Amidst his thoughts, a shy presence creeps up on him unnoticed. In the teacher's lounge, Lee Sang-hyul expresses sympathy for Lee Goon, acknowledging the challenging first day. However, Lee Goon finds the situation more ridiculous than difficult, unable to shake thoughts of Kim. Suspecting Kim's origins trace back to high school, Lee Goon ponders over the virtual battle simulation where Kim effortlessly dispatched 120 monsters. This level of confidence is unusual, even for high schoolers who didn't face real trolls and orcs. Lee Goon tries to explain Kim's swordplay devoid of mana or energy, and Lee Sang-hyul, aware of Kim's ordinary background as an orphan, finds the situation increasingly perplexing. Lee Sang-hyul's investigation confirms Kim's authenticity, ruling out the possibility of him being a faker. Moreover, Kim seeks access to the Constellation Room, a request Lee Goon contemplates assisting with, considering he brought Kim to Valhalla. Concerned about the upcoming year, Lee Goon shares his worries with Lee Sang-hyul, who questions if it's solely about Kim. Lee Goon admits it's also because of him and mentions 3 other students from prestigious families in his class. Lee Sang-hyul doesn't offer consolation, but the news of Rockdale Ventric, an expelled student from the Ventric family, being assigned to another class eases Lee Goon's concerns. Meanwhile, outside the academy, Kim encounters Oren, who hesitates to speak. Taking the initiative, Kim asks what she wants, and after gathering her courage, Oren requests swordsmanship lessons. Kim finds himself unexpectedly approached by Oren, the girl he had defeated during the selection process. She praises his impressive monster fighting skills and earnestly requests him to teach her. Despite her persistence, Kim promptly refuses, expressing his disinterest in engaging in such routines. When Oren asks why he declined, Kim bluntly states that he doesn't want to undertake the task. Frustrated but undeterred, Oren continues to press him, asking to be taught fencing. Kim, growing increasingly irritated, questions her ability to hear, expressing his lack of desire to teach anyone. He firmly asks her to leave him alone and turns around and walks away, leaving Oren upset at her unfulfilled desire to learn a new technique. On the second day at Valhalla, as students gather outside the academy, Kim is already in class while the others prepare. Contemplating his discontent with the place, he plans his exit, growing increasingly dissatisfied each day. Though he anticipates challenges from his new body, it turns out better than expected. However, without magical powers and difficulties in controlling mana flow, he struggles to learn new martial arts. The solution lies in finding what he seeks, a specific amount of mana. Suddenly, a boy from a parallel class, Rockdale Ventric of the main Ventric family line, approaches with his maid, Yuria de Felix. Rockdale questions Kim's identity and purpose, introducing himself and extending an offer to become even stronger. Despite the usual challenges faced by secondary family members, the Ventric family possesses a powerful relic, a mask with a beak associated with one of the constellations. In the realm of constellations, those of S-class or higher typically have guardians who directly protect their affiliated families, bestowing strength and safeguarding their chosen members. However, the Ventric family takes a unique approach by allowing direct contracts with a family member who hasn't been chosen by a constellation. This decision ensures a smooth contract without any potential misunderstandings. This unconventional choice catapults the Ventric family to unparalleled influence in Europe. Membership in the Ventric family means that anyone, regardless of their background, could be chosen to sign a contract, granting them significant power. Even the side branches of the Ventric family enjoy the same privileges as the main branch. While expectations for Rockdale, a member of this family, were initially low, recent events in his life disrupted this predictability. Despite being expelled from the British Academy due to chaos, Rockdale remains unfazed, showing indifference to such trivial setbacks. Rockdale, accustomed to a life of privilege and influence, revels in having a devoted maid and the assurance that his family's status could overcome any setback, even an expulsion. Confident in the power and reputation of the Ventric family, he believes that people will always yield to him, finding compromise in his favor. Content with his life, Rockdale plans to recruit Kim, intrigued by the attention the latter had garnered at the welcome ceremony. He assumes that if Kim follows him, he could guide him to the Ventric family constellation. Kim, unimpressed by Rockdale's arrogance, questions if he's an idiot. This unexpected response leaves Rockdale shocked, unaccustomed to anyone daring to speak to him in such a manner. Indignant, Rockdale demands to know how Kim dares to answer like that. Kim, unfazed, asserts that he saw through Rockdale's pretentious behavior from the beginning, realizing he wasn't genuinely interested. If Rockdale continues to act this way, it's only logical for people to perceive him as an idiot. Furious at Kim's response, Rockdale hurls insults, causing a commotion in the class. Lee Sang-shiel's instructor intervenes, instructing Rockdale to return to his seat. Refusing to be reprimanded, Rockdale argues, claiming that nobody can dictate his actions. Lee Sang-shiel, asserting the autonomy of Valhalla over the Ventric family's influence, reminds him that this isn't the British Academy. Realizing he's confronting a Valhalla combat instructor, Rockdale, though still angry, holds back. Eventually, he leaves with his maid, promising a future encounter with Kim. Kim, perplexed by Rockdale's behavior, observes the unfolding events. The school day ends without Kim gaining new insights into the constellation room. Instead, he faces an encounter with an unpleasant individual in the morning. Now aware of guild scouts lurking near the school, Kim ponders the reason behind their persistent interest in him. As Kid leaves the school, Orin approaches again, persistently requesting fencing lessons. They proceed to the academy's dormitory. Meanwhile, Rockdale, still seething from his altercation with Kim, vents his aggression by breaking a lamp. Determined not to allow an orphan to humiliate him, he instructs his maid, Yuria, to contact Desera. Rockdale, consumed by anger, seeks assistance from his maid, Yuria, to deal with Kim. Frustrated by her unresponsiveness, he lashes out, grabbing her by the hair and demanding immediate answers. Accusing her of considering herself part of the palace family, Rockdale threatens to expel her from their family. He forcefully throws her to the floor, reminding her of his order to contact Desera and pass on a message to a second-grade student from the Rice family that Ventric wishes to see him. Meanwhile, Kim in his dorm room focuses on training and strengthening his body to maximize his potential. Despite daily meditation and concentration practice, his weak body struggles to endure the intense regimen. As he recalls Orin's persistent request to be her teacher, he can't help but freeze, reflecting on her unaccustomed experience of rejection. As they approach the dormitory, Kim, annoyed by Orin's persistent presence, inquires how much longer she intends to follow him. Her repetitive requests are grating on his nerves, and he needs a way to deter her. Kim devises a response he thinks would discourage her. He claims that one lesson from him would cost 10 million. Anticipating that she wouldn't be able to afford it, he hopes to be left alone in peace. To his surprise, after a thoughtful pause, Orin requests his phone. Bewildered by her sudden request, Kim hands over his phone. Orin explains that she wants to write down her phone number, making it easier for her to transfer the money for the lessons. Kim, taken aback by her determination, finds himself shocked. His attempt to deter her has inadvertently resulted in an unexpected agreement. Kim, shocked by the unexpected 100 million transfers to his account, hesitates for a moment. It seems inconceivable that an ordinary student could transfer such a substantial amount. Realizing that accepting her payment would require revealing his secrets, Kim promptly refuses the transaction. Despite the significant sum involved, he considers the matter closed as money holds little value to him compared to finding what he needs. As night falls, with his limited mana, Kim dresses quietly and heads to the academy's exit, carrying tools and a backpack. Mindful of guards, he attempts to move stealthily. Opting for a shortcut through the forest, Kim recalls his prior investigation of the school. However, most records from 300 years ago were destroyed, leaving only 3 potential recordings. Crucially, these are believed to be hidden in the Valhalla Mountains. Kim embarks on his nighttime journey, driven by the quest to uncover the hidden records. In search of the hidden records, Kim stops, assesses his surroundings, and dons his hood for stealth. Activating the mana he has managed to accumulate, he focuses on locating the records within the marble. Using his magic sensitivity, he hones in on the first record's location, vividly visualizing the point where they are hidden. Equipped with a shovel from his backpack, Kim starts digging. However, his body's endurance quickly wanes, causing him to struggle. In hindsight, he wishes he had chosen an easier location for burial. The world's impending destruction 300 years ago had prompted such measures to safeguard his riches. Kim, determined to retrieve the records, continues digging, hoping they remain safe and intact within the depths of the hold he is creating, about 3 meters underground. Kim continues his search for the keyhole after digging. Running his hands around the hole's perimeter, he eventually locates it. Realizing he lacks the appropriate key, Kim decides to create a magic thread that will serve as a makeshift key. He works diligently, crafting the necessary key with the intent of opening the lock. Satisfied with his work, Kim inserts the magic key into the lock, finding it to be a perfect fit. As the door swings open, he begins to climb inside. The hidden space reveals an abundance of jewelry and money accumulated from his past life. Finally, Kim can access and utilize the wealth he has safeguarded in anticipation of a time when he would be able to make use of it.